race number 8. We've got Adios with the visor off, the cheek pieces and the tongue tie going on. Yo Beauty carries an extra 11 pounds on his last start run, with Antoine Hemlin getting back on board. Harmony and Blessed is second up. Majestic Night has his second look around Happy Valley. Compassion Spirit's a 4-time winner course and distance. Leslie has his second start in Class 3. We've got Sugar making his Class 3 debut. How Deep Is Your Love? A wider draw, plus £3 on his first up second in this grade. And Brave Star, second time in Class 3 for him. So it's a pretty even race, Tom, with a number of these horses coming to this grade for either their first or second time. What does that do as far as the speed map goes?
Well, there should be quite a bit of pace in this second to last race. Harmony and Bless, we know that he certainly can go forward from barrier number 6, but Majestic Night has got barrier number 3, so should be able to cut down to the rail. It's Compassion Spirit who's drawn barrier number 1, and he's probably going to end up at midfield. Adios should get a much better run this time, Paul. And Yo Beauty, of course, he was fired out of the gates to win 2 back, so we know he's got the pace as well, but he's out in barrier 10.
Yeah, and look, he didn't get to the front last start, so it's just a concern whether he will this race as well. That's why I thought he might be just behind the horses like Majestic Night and Harmony and Blessed, who we know has got really good gate speed. How Deep Is Your Love? No luck for him, barrier 12. Leslie's drawn wide as well, so those two just might be a little bit further back than I'd rather like.
All right, but we're going to start with that horse right there. Harmony and Blessed is his name. He's trained by David Hayes, and this is what he told Nick earlier today.
David, Harmony and Blessed ran a really good race after a decent break last time out. Back to the races on Wednesday night. How's he been since that first up run?
Look, he seems to have held his form. It was a high-pressure race. He drew wide and showed great speed to sit in a good spot and held on well. So I think that's easier tempo. He should be able to sit an on-pace dominating role, and hopefully he can put his run up again.
Just talking about sort of dominance, I mean, there is a little bit of speed in the race. He has led in the past. Is it essential that he does go forward, or is he the type of horse you can take a lead with?
He'll naturally want to go forward. Like, that was probably as fast a tempo race as you could see with Super Axiom and Co in that race. So I would be surprised if he wasn't travelling after 300 metres in the first 3 or 4.
He had 6 months off before he ran last time out. Is it how big a concern would it be, perhaps, for a horse running second up after such a lengthy break? I mean, that's
I think legitimate concern.
Yeah.
Like he ran out of his skin.
Sure.
He was well prepped for his first run. Had lots of trials and gallops, but if ever there's a case for a second up syndrome,
sure,
it could be on Wednesday.
I mean, the one plus he does have, and it's a big tick in the right box, is the fact that his second up record is very good, and this might just be the time to catch him if all is right.
I hope you're right. Look, I know in this class he's got the ability to win, and the signs are that the first run hasn't jaded him, so we're hopeful he can go close.
David Hayes on Harmony and Blessed, our first interview on the show. We move on, Tom, to our first replay, and we're going to have a look at here Sugar, a last start winner. Really good record course and distance, but unknown when it comes to Class 3. Yeah,
but I think the lightweight's definitely going to suit him. He's carrying nearly 15 pounds less than what he was carrying last time out, 116 this time, and he dug in deep here over Righteous Arian and also oversubscribed, so I'm going to keep him safe, especially from a low draw pool.
Yeah, he's going to get a good, nice run, I think, and look, he'll sit off this fast tempo, I think. So I think he's definitely a chance. I've included him as well.
It's a good report for Sugar. Alfie Chan rides again for Casper Founds. Now, this is a horse, Paul, that you've been with at Shark 10 lately, Majestic Night. What about switching back to Happy Valley for just his second look at the track?
Yeah, he's only raced once there before, hasn't he? But that was earlier on in his career, and he drew barrier 10. He's drawn nicely here in barrier number 3. He'll be on this pace. It's just, I think Happy Valley should suit him, to be honest with you, the way his racing style. I'm going to stick with him. I think he's going to be out of trouble in front.
He'll be in it for a long way. Of course, this was the race that was won by Not Usual Star at any old price. We'll see if that form can be franked either Wednesday night or at the weekend, because he's lining up. But he'll be in it for a long way and give you a sight.
Yeah, next replay, Tom, we've got How Deep Is Your Love, who's been around the money, including a win a couple of starts ago. Yo Beauty not quite as sharp out of the gates this night, and Humble Star, he went on protest at the start prior, and this was his second start on a quick backup.
He's going to go in How Deep Is Your Love, but barrier 12 does make it tricky. I thought he stayed on well. He was no match for Armour Eagle, who's also engaged on this card. So, look, he goes in, but he's going to need a bit of luck from that sort of draw. I haven't got Yo Beauty in either, Paul.
No, I'm totally with you. I haven't got Yo Beauty in, but I have put How Deep Is Your Love. The draw is a concern, but he's got a nice weight. He'll get back, and the pace should be on.
We saw on your speed map, Paul, that he doesn't lead Yo Beauty. If he jumps like he does this night, is he going to have the speed to cross the other two?
Well, this is the thing. Harmony and Bless is one of the fastest horses over 1,000 metres. That's the query. And Majestic Knight's been really quick out from barrier 3. Like, if he jumps like this, it's a chance, but he didn't jump like that last start, so that's why it just worries me a little bit.
And he's got barrier 10, so if he does jump like that, he might, if he can jump like that, get in front of them without too much difficulty, but there's a few others that have got a bit of pace to kick up along the inside. I thought Leslie ran okay this night. He's first up for 42 days. Armour Eagle's come out of this race and won, Paul, but he's another one that's got a bit of a tricky draw. He was right on the cusp.
It's exactly the same. He was on the cusp for me as well, but just the draw, I just think he's going to be a little bit further back than he would like.
Tom, you've been a supporter of Adios pretty much right throughout his time here in Hong Kong. He ran down the track last time behind Humble Star, but he raced wide. Zach Purton gets on board for the first time this week. This is his track work from a few days ago. Looked to be doing it very comfortably.
He does, not really tested at all in that track work. I quite like him in this race, Paul, because he's had a little freshen up. He had some excuses last time out. He was 3 wide, no cover, and that clearly hampered his ability to finish off at the end. So that's not going to happen from barrier number 4 with Zach on board. I thought he was definitely one of the leading chances because his form had been good, hadn't it? Oh,
very good, yeah. No, he's definitely in for me. Tongue tie on. Cheek pieces on for the first time as well. The little query I had was just he has to carry the big weight, but other than that, look, he should get the nice run, and yeah, he's one of the main chances.
Interesting, they got gear change as well because they put the cheek pieces on and the tongue tie. He did get his head up last time out.
Barrier number 4, so a similar sort of draw to where he's been lately. A couple of other horses, Paul, before we move on. Compassion Spirit, 4-time winner course and distance. He is going to get a perfect trip off a good to fast tempo from barrier number 1.
Yeah, so I think he'll sit just sort of 3 back. Compassion Spirit, as you say, won 2 starts ago. Maybe a little bit disappointing last time, but he did have that tough trip, so maybe a little excuse as well.
Yeah, covered a fair bit of ground there. He was 5 wide on the home turn when he came up and around them.
And what about Brave Star, Tom? He failed last time at Sha Tin. He ran 8th behind Not Usual Star, but his recent Happy Valley record is good.
Yeah, I'm actually going to include him here because he's drawn in barrier 9 now. They might go back with him. He raced wide, no cover wide throughout last start, but when he won over Miracles, the form might be questioned there a little bit, but he ran with plenty of merit last start.
He did. Again, the barrier 9 was just a little query. I think he'll try and get some cover midfield, but another one that might be just a little bit further back, but the pace will be on.
All right, we've broken it down as much as we can, Paul. After all of that, who are the top 4?
Well, I'll stick with Majestic Knight. I think he's going to be on pace, out of trouble. And look, he's only had the one go at Happy Valley, and that was from barrier 10. He's drawn really nicely here on barrier number 3. Sugar should sit just off the pace. How Deep Is Your Love will get back, run on. And Adios, we spoke about him as well. 4, 9, 11 and 1.
Yeah, I'll go with horse number 1, Adios here. Yes, he does have the big weight to carry, but he did have clear excuses last time out. He's got barrier 4, the visor is off, the cheek pieces, tongue tie go on for the first time. So Adios over Brave Star. She'll get the tempo to suit. I think he'll probably be back of midfield in this race from barrier number 9. He stayed on pretty well last time out. Sugar's drawn to get a good run, and How Deep Is Your Love, another one that's drawn wide here. Couldn't reel in Armour Eagle last start. 1, 12, 9 and 11.